We are back. It's another episode, another edition, another year. The Rock 95.5 Top 5 with the Rock 95.5 crew. Everybody's in the house.
Hey there. Hey.
And what's the year this year? Somebody, what do we got?
1996.
96. Wow.
What a year.
What a year. All right, so let's go around the room. We're going to pick out our favorite. I'm sure she'll explain.
96. Well, come on, bro.
All right, so we're going to go around the room. Everybody's going to pick their favorite song from 1996, and let's start to the left. Michael.
Oh, here.
Come over.
You want these?
Hey, guy.
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
I think we're all right here.
All right.
I chose Blow Up the Outside World
Surprise.
What?
Surprise. Never heard of it.
Soundgarden. Yes. A desire to destroy or distance oneself from the confusing, often overwhelming external world to create a personal space for comfort.
Is that what you got out of that
Is
song?
there any explanation needed
Cool,
besides
you made that up right on the spot.
That's what the song means. But
Well, this isn't my choice, it's yours, but I will say my all-time favorite male rock vocalist is Mr. Chris
Yes,
Cornell.
me too.
Yeah.
Well, did you hear about the new album?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
What do you think?
I don't know how I feel about it.
It's his voice. He recorded it.
He recorded the stuff. They were working on the
It's
stuff.
not
I don't have a problem with it. It's like, let's hear. I mean, the guy is so iconic, right? And he was working on this, whether it's Audio Slave, his solo stuff. He's got that voice that just sounds like.
Oh,
I do want to hear it, but what was the holdup with Vicky Cornell? I'm wondering why she was.
Yeah, there's a weird estate thing. Who knows what happens with that? But it
Give
is
us the
back on-
record.
I don't. Yeah, right. I want to hear it. I want to hear what's going on, what they've been working on, and we will.
Yeah.
And we won't get it before the induction to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but I'm thinking next year we'll get.
Soundgarden also performing at the induction.
Yeah, and it's going to be really curious to
I don't
find out
want to
who.
see a hologram.
No, it won't be a hologram. I think it's going to be this.
Anyways, it's a projection on a screen. That is not a hologram.
I think it's going to be this woman. I can't think of her first name, but her last name is Shepherd.
She sang with them recently, right?
She did that Naked Dragons thing with them in Seattle, and she sings with Duff on his stuff, and she is great.
And I don't mind that. I like a female singer playing, or not playing along, but like singing those lyrics.
I think it worked with Linkin Park, I think, and so it's like I actually think that that's the way to
I
to
think
do
Pig
it.
is sexist.
Thank you for joining us.
So yes, Soundgarden, Blow Up the Outside World, my pick.
Yeah, but the other side of that is I don't think Linkin Park should have gotten together. I mean, that's not Linkin Park.
Whoa.
Well,
And I mean, Emily
Yes, it
Armstrong,
is.
you know
Yes,
what?
it is.
Emily Armstrong is just channeling Chester Bennington's vibe. That's all. It's not her.
No,
Did you-
that's so wrong.
So-
did you
You're
ever
just
listen
so
to Dead
wrong.
Sarah?
Yeah, I did.
And you don't think that she channeled that same kind of energy? Because I did.
Right? She's made it her own.
And Mike Shinoda was an
She
equal
hasn't
creator.
necessarily made it her own.
Yes, she has.
No. She's with Linkin Park, and of course, you feel that vibe. If I'm in the room with a bunch of cocaine addicts, guess what? I'm going to do cocaine.
Woo, I like this.
Well, let's go.
That is
so much better.
Was
that's
that
a
the wrong
boundary and discipline
analogy?
issue.
I agree.
He agrees with the cocaine part, that's for sure.
And podcast over.
I could not disagree with you more. I think what makes Emily Armstrong special is that she does sound like herself, but she can do the Chester Bennington parts, and it keeps the integrity of those old songs, but doesn't alienate any
I don't
version of a
see
new
how
audience.
you could say integrity when she's a copycat.
She's
on
not.
stage.
You're just wrong.
Man.
You're just wrong.
Yeah.
He's just inciting people.
What did Emily do to you?
This is the Klinger Show. It happens
Nothing.
3 o'clock on
Nothing.
Rock
I do love
95.5.
Linkin Park. I just feel like it was kind of a money grab.
I disagree 100,000.
And
Yeah,
Mike
no, I think you're
Shinoda
so
doesn't
wrong.
need the money. None of those guys
Why's
do.
it got to be about money? And why does a
don't
band
think it
have
was.
to end when somebody's gone? A
Yeah.
band has every right to grow and change, and it should. What good would it be if we all stayed the same, bands
Right.
I
included?
do appreciate what you said because William Duvall with Alice in Chains, I think, is awesome.
There
So-
you go.
But William Duvall is his own vibe. He is not channeling Lane Staley. And I just feel like when this is a personal thing. Music is very personal, and I appreciate your opinion.
true.
But when I hear Emily singing those songs, I feel like, fuck, she's just watching a video of Chester and then duplicating that.
So have you listened to the songs where it's just Emily by herself
Yeah,
on the
I
new
have.
album?
Yeah.
How do you feel about those?
Mhm.
Just
That's fair.
non-imp-
I'm just not.
It's fair.
You'll warm up. Oh, Oh,
I want
No,
to
I
say
won't warm up.
I think Emily's very talented, but I 100% agree with Klinger.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm not talking about. Yeah,
It
I
feels like
do
a
agree.
copycat.
I know what you're doing.
The year is 1996.
And when are we doing the cocaine again?
That's what Pat got out of.
Oh my God.
All right. So,
My man.
Chap,
Chap, you're up
Chap,
next.
what do you got for the year 1996?
You're so welcome.
Put my cans on. Hello. Good to see everybody.
Hello,
It's
Chap.
always nice to see everybody. Absolutely. 1996. It was an important time because it was a change. And there was a band from the Illinois area that was a part of that change.
Uh-oh.
Smashing Pumpkins?
It's not Smashing Pumpkins, but they are from around here.
I don't know.
No?
No.
It turns out
Yeah.
Walt was in a band called Stabbing Westward. And in 1996, they had a gold record.
Yes, they did.
Oh, Wither and Blister.
Burn and Peel.
Burn
right.
and Peel. And they have a song called What Do I Gotta Do? What is it? What can I do? What will I do?
What do I have
What
to
do
do?
I have to do? What I like about it is it has punctuation. I knew you would know it. I just learned he was in a band like a couple of months ago.
At least I was only in one band.
That's right.
I've been in many fabulous bands.
Yeah, which one?
You haven't heard of any of them. Well, actually, I was in a band called I Peeled.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again. Anyway, it's really dark and beautiful and haunting. Chris's voice is incredible. There's these tones behind it. I don't know how they made it, but it's like ominous, but then also romantic at the same time. It's a really beautiful song. It's called What Can I Do With You?
What do I have to do?
Oh, that's it. I love that song. 1996. Congratulations, Walt. You're amazing.
Oh,
That really was
man.
one of my favorite albums of the year, though, brother. For real. I can't tell you how many times I'd be cruising around in my old 240Z with that CD in the dash, and I would just make it tracks 2 and 3 on repeat over and over and over.
What
Love
year
that.
was your 240?
1973 and a half.
Nice.
Black,
My mom and dad had a
louvered windows.
1978
Ooh,
brown
280.
metallic. Yeah.
1996.
In 1996,
We're just gonna have an
we
old
do
rock over
cocaine.
here.
In 1996, I was playing that song at the Crow in Daytona Beach.
Is that a strip club?
No. That's the Shark Lounge.
There was no cocaine in the Shark Lounge.
But actually, though, no, Walt, can you give us some insight on that song? Like a fun tidbit that we wouldn't know?
It was recorded in a haunted barn.
What? Okay, go on.
Puppets.
Yeah.
More?
Okay, so it was our drummer brought us the song, and then it had a previous incarnation with the band Exotic Birds, which was a band that also featured Trent Reznor of Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah.
And then Andy, the drummer who is also he was the singer in Exotic Birds. He wrote the song, he brought it into us. We added guitar riffs, and we Stabbing Westwardized it. And but when Christopher sings it, it really becomes Stabbing Westward. And
Yeah.
so we had that, and then we followed that up with Shame off that record, and we were off to the races. 2 buzzworthy clips on MTV that year.
Right on.
Why the
Nice,
haunted
nice.
barn? Did you get
Yeah.
any vibes off that?
We recorded the album in Bearsville, Todd Rundgren studio in Woodstock, New York, Bearsville, and it has a haunted barn, which 2 kids died in a fire, and they're very mischievous. And we stayed in. Actually, the very first night I stayed in Spook Central. And it was I actually felt really creeped out in this room. I had no idea. We just rolled in at like 10 o'clock at night, picked some rooms. I went into this room, had a 4-poster bed, and I'm like, man, this is just kind of creepy. So I slept with the lights on. The next day I moved into the loft area of the barn where the recording studio is downstairs, and then there were beds upstairs in the loft areas. But things would happen like we'd all be downstairs in the recording studio part of the barn, and the TV upstairs would turn on and just gradually get louder with static.
Come on.
Andy
I love stuff like that.
Andy saw a mic stand pick up, rotate, set back down. And then we would just like go to sleep with bottles of wine and just we recreated the show called Spook Time Theater. which became our publishing company. I mean, it's just
Spook Time Theater.
I love a story like that.
Can we resurrect Spook Time Theater?
We got the puppets over there, but he's not using them.
Puppets!
See, it did involve puppets, and we do have puppets now, so maybe we will. Maybe we will resurrect Spook Time Theater. You heard it here.
Yes.
On the Rock 95.5 Top 5 for the year 1996.
Bring out the cocaine. Okay.
All right.
With more cocaine.
Speaking of haunted barns, what does a ghost cow say? Boo.
Klinger, 1996.
Don't hit the bell for that. Don't hit the bell.
Don't hit the bell.
Wait, what do you mean, Klinger?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, fuck
Wow.
it. I'll leave. I get it.
Radio's better when it's just men.
Now that's just proven. That's scientific.
Surprise, surprise.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now.
And it's bigger than all you. Okay, 96. What a year for me. Solid food. Got it down. Fucking crushing it. Okay, so the song that I have chosen did not come to me through the original band because I was lame still when I found it. And I was watching Panic at the Disco. They released this live DVD of one of their concerts. At that concert, they covered 2 songs that introduced me to 2 huge bands. One was Radiohead. The other was Smashing Pumpkins. They covered Tonight Tonight. First time I'd ever heard it, and I was like, this is cool. I really like the lyrics. Oh my God. Went and checked it out. Heard Billy Corgan's voice for the first time, and that was an experience. But the music video of it was so cool. And if you watch it, it's like very 1920s, like silent movie style-ish. And I saw this thing, it was probably a TikTok, of the director for that video. And they were like, we could only put the camera in one place, and we were working with 2D things and trying to like figure out how to move them so that it showed up on screen correctly, because like you couldn't really go turn it any angle because it would show like the cardboard backing because they used all those props. They painted it like really cool. Anyway, that's the music video. The song itself recorded with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. Let's go. And just the lyrics of it, the feeling of it, I think it's just so cool.
And recorded with a guy named Flood, who was on top of his game at the time, and a double record, a very big undertaking for the Smashing Pumpkins, following up Siamese Dream with a double album, Melancholy.
Wasn't that one of, if not today, the biggest selling double record of all time?
I think it
It
definitely
had
was at
that
the
for
time.
a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now he's like, let's just do a 3-album, 30-song rock opera, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And full circle at Lyric Opera House in November.
In November, yeah.
Yeah. I think with the CSO, right?
Or some, I don't know exactly which orchestra, but yeah.
There's an orchestra.
It is going to be an orchestra.
You guys know, right? I found out
What
on the
year?
show.
What year are we doing?
1996!
All right. So my all-time
Maris.
favorite.
So
My all-time favorite vocalist is Chris Cornell, and there was a record. Actually, to get to 1996, I got to start with my band in 1994 that released a
You were in a
record
band?
we're time
My
traveling.
mind just blew right off my shoulders.
that released a record called Jar of Flies in 94. This particular song I'm thinking of was sort of a sleeper for a few years until Alice in Chains sat down for MTV Unplugged and Nutshell came to life for me. And I love that song. Turns out that this was one of the final performances that Lane Staley had before dying 5 years later, which is just incredible to me. And super sad, but so haunting. And I, to this day, my all-time favorite song from Alice in Chains is Nutshell, but I only really gravitated towards it when I heard them play it and see him play it for MTV Unplugged.
They opened with that one. That's the song that they came out on that performance.
I love that song so much. And then the rest of his story sort of goes downhill from there. And it's super sad. And, it took him a couple weeks to find him in 2002. And but I love that song so much. And I feel like that sort of, he sort of, man,
You feel it. It's a very,
You really do.
very emotional. I mean, they evoke that emotion of just kind of loneliness.
Yeah.
And you get that feeling, which is an awesome, weird thing because they come out with that song and they come out one by one, pick up their instrument on the unplugged version, and then they are all playing together at the end, and it just sounds beautiful and haunting at the same time.
I agree, and I love that song so much. It's my all-time favorite Alice in Chains song. And the other day on my 6 o'clock hi-fi feature, where I do a musical autopsy or pull the curtain back.
Are you on the radio?
One of the things that I talked about was how a song was one way on a record, right, and then really became under the spotlight in a live setting, and that was the example that I talked about. So
Yeah, good one. Alice in Chains, Nutshell. Got it.
Okay, so no cocaine then.
Okay.
not yet.
1996. Maris.
Staying in line with a lot of Chicago themes here.
Wow.
I got to go with Local H. Bound for the Floor. Yeah. That pulls you in. It keeps you there. And there's this one word everybody at school would just say all the time. And we thought we were so cool using it everywhere. Copacetic. Did we know what it meant at the time? No.
Absolutely
not. Fit everywhere. And Local H, just a skillful use of the word, the rhyme scheme. Copacetic, pathetic. Is great.
You know who does know the definition to copacetic is Mikey. Mikey, can you come here and give us the definition of copacetic?
Yeah.
Cool.
Good. Thank you.
But yeah, I got to shout out a great two-piece from Chicago.
Seriously,
Yeah.
I mean, like they brought it. Just those two guys when they would play, we would do festivals with them, and the energy that Scott brings. He's such a talented musician. Yeah, so great.
And that's kind of a simple but cool, recognizable guitar riff to go
Very
along with
easy.
it.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you listen to even deeper tracks from Local H, man, they just keep on going. I mean, they're really an underrated band. I think we all
Very much so.
know them. We know that song, but listen more because there's some great stuff on their records that I think if you're a fan of that song or a fan of a lot of the bands in that genre, you're gonna gravitate towards.
Why don't we hear from somebody who plays the guitar? Pat, what do you think about that particular record? Do you like the guitar work?
Local H? Who are they?
They're a local band.
They couldn't get a bass player or something, right? Isn't that what it was? I like the fact, but what I really liked about Local H was the rawness, right? Like that punk rock vibe to it. It wasn't overproduced. It was pretty simple and raw, and it just allowed that energy to translate in the
Right.
track. Yeah.
I mean, like you listen today and things are like super produced.
I think
This is
that
different.
is a way that I don't really like it. You can so many of the current active rock bands, and I love them in concert, but God Almighty, it's so compressed and overproduced. It sort of sounds like it's all done with the same blueprint. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised more bands
Formulaic.
don't have an ear to say, "Hey, we don't really want that sound."
Well, it's one of those things where it becomes the trend, and it's the
Yeah,
trend
dude.
that works, and so you kind of chase. So, I mean, look, we have a whole nother podcast on if you want to talk about the music business and how it's upside down these days. But I mean, that's probably one of the reasons is people are chasing. Whereas I think it was a purer time, for lack of a better word, when from the 70s into the 80s into the 90s, and then things kind of started, turning upside down. But I agree. Local H had that.
Yeah, they did. That's what I think really stood out about them. And when you see them live, it translates that same way, right? That raw
Great
energy
live
is what
band.
jumps out of the speakers with them.
Yeah.
Still to this day, great band, man.
So, Pat, since you are on the microphone, what is
And I want to make it clear that in 1996, the cocaine was so much better. Miami, Florida, 1996, there, right? The Dollhouse. Now, let me tell you this.
Keep going.
So, Geffen Records
Good
took
one.
me out to drink that night. And no, all right, I can't go into that. That was good. All right, so I'm going to stay with. There's so many cool things in 1996. Like we all know the big bands, right? Smashing Pumpkins, Soundgarden. But there was also these little fun bands that would have one song or two songs that would track, and so I was kind of debating, right? Like how do I I Mother Earth, One More Astronaut, right? Like I love that jam. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure. But if I had to really lock in on a song and a band from 1996 that stood out to me, it was Tool's Enema. You know what I mean? Because we got to see, and we were just talking about Local H, the rawness and that kind of an energy, but then you flip it upside down and you get Tool.
Oh my God.
Right? Like Does it need to be so cerebral? No. But it is.
But
and
it's
it
also
still
not
works.
overly produced.
No, it's not. And once again, a Chicago guitar player in the mix. So let's give the props where the props is due, right? Like
It could have easily turned out to be overproduced too.
Good. I mean, like you
I'm
could
so
add a
glad
lot
it
of stuff in there.
didn't.
But I mean, it's like you can hear, if you listen, you can hear each individual instrument, guitar, bass, and drums, and then Maynard, and there's nothing else to it. Maybe there's an overdubbed guitar in there, but I mean, that is it.
Yeah.
There's no
and it has to be that way, right?
backing
Because
tracks.
there's so much going on with
Yeah, dude.
each of those musicians and the melody lines, and forget about the timing changes.
I was
and
about to
stuff
say, and
that
the time
goes on.
signatures,
It's
yeah.
nuts, you know. And it was funny because I often wondered, you know, how does Maynard keep track of that live when you're live on stage, right?
Right.
That's a whole nother game. You're not going to be sitting there counting, all right, this is 7/6, this is, you know, and flipping those time signatures. So I found out that what happens is Danny. So watch them when they're live now, and you're going to see it all the time. I have. Danny will just ting the ride cymbal on the bell a couple times. Ting, ting. And that signals Maynard when the vocals come in. And now that I've said it, you're going to listen and see that live, and you're going
And
to notice
leave
he
it to
does
somebody
it all
who
the
could
time.
be one of the single best drummers in the world.
Oh,
yeah.
One of them.
yeah.
For sure.
To do that as a little, like, it'd be interesting to know did he come up with that? Did they work
Yes.
on it?
Yeah, they
Like,
had to put it together because
that's
Maynard
pretty-
said he was having trouble, and Danny's like, oh, I'll just do it. And so Maynard
is
says,
so
I tell him
cool.
to give me a ting, ting.
Damn.
That's amazing.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah.
See, you learn things on this podcast.
That's what we tried to do.
Occasionally.
And cocaine was better in 1996. It came from Colombia in this big square brick, and so it was really
All
flaky.
right, so in 1996, I'm kind of going off of off the mainstream playlist
One more?
here. That's a big
Maybe
line
one
over
more?
there.
It's allergy season.
It's Advil.
I mean, I could obviously say an important record for me, obviously, that year was Wither, Blister, Burn, and Peel, and either of the singles that were released that year. It was our first gold record, so I mean, nobody can ever take that away. The president of Columbia Records, when he was giving us the record, said, I always love giving a band their very first gold record. It's better than multi-platinum or all of this because it's your first. Right. And I'm like, oh man, that makes so much sense. That's so poignant. And so this record was that. So 96, an important year, big year for me.
For sure.
But there is a band from Los Angeles that is a musician's band. And you might have to do some homework to dig into this, but
Crew.
I'm choosing the song Stuck on You by Failure. And if you're not familiar with Failure, you got to go check them out because they bring it. Actually, we just did a show with them. They were at Louder Than Life this past weekend. Didn't get to see them because I was bartending. Another story. But it was they're an incredible band with this record, Fantastic Planet, that came out in the year 96. And Stuck on You kind of wiggled its way into radio just a little bit. But guitar, bass, drums, and occasionally a keyboard sound, but it just hits like a ton of brick in the same vein as maybe a Local H or, the grungier rock bands of the time. But if you get a chance, and there's like 14 songs on the record, and there's a bunch of interludes in between the songs, but Sergeant Politeness, so many great songs on the Fantastic Planet record. So Failure is your homework. Go check them out. You're going to find songs that you like.
I think
Guaranteed.
for the ending or to trail us out in post-production, you should have that particular song playing on the way out.
We can't because we can't afford it.
Yeah, no,
We can't even afford failure.
Oh, that's right. Silly me.
All right. Yeah, no, it was good.
We're
Am
a
I the
media
only one that
company.
thinks Axe Chapman looks exactly like Tommy TV from Willy Wonka?
Get back over here.
Fuck you, dude.
Do that Oompa Loompa thing. Do that Oompa Loompa.
Everybody do.
This has been a lot of fun, maybe too much fun.
And now it's time.
And now it's time
To do a little cocaine?
So while we do an old 1990s buffet, you guys can check out all of the music that we talked about and get ready for another podcast because we've got another year coming next month. And I can't wait to bring it to you. And we love these roundtables. Thanks for checking it out, and be sure you listen
We
to
do
all
have
of
a
us.
sponsor, Shoney's Breakfast Bar.
Ooh, Shoney's, try the Salisbury steak.
Are
Now
they
only
still around?
$9.95.
No, I don't. Not around here. No.
I was genuinely shocked when they said we had a sponsor. I was like, oh my God, finally!
Won't happen.
Thanks for checking out another Rock 95.5 Top 5. We'll see you next month.